Man, what's happening, fellas?
What's going on, Jay?
Please introduce yourself.
Period Jay, what up?
What's up, man? It's Cashmere Brown, Josh B, a.k.a. Cashmere Brown. That's on YouTube, too. That's Cashmere Brown.
Yeah, Seventh Child, what up? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Seventh Child.
Make sure you subscribe.
It'll pop up, for sure.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe to these guys, guys I worked with in the past. And today we finally get to sit down, and I get to find out about as much as them as you guys do. You know, business is sometimes a little different, and you don't always get to sit down and ask questions with people that you work with. So today I get that rare opportunity, and so today I'm gonna ask you guys, what's the farthest you've traveled as far as music to get out to somewhere?
I'll say like not very far, like maybe skip state to Indiana or Tennessee, around the Nashville area, but in Hoptown. Other than that though, like here recently we starting to travel more. Like we're going a lot more different places and states. Like coming up, like events, like we talk about doing that all the time, branching out. So that's mainly what we focused on right now, because we've been hot like around here, so we like outgrew our hotness around here. So like, yeah, it's just like branching out from here on up.
They ain't just gonna do nothing but hate from now around here. Yeah. So we're trying to, like you said, we're trying to branch out more.
You know, I think that's important that you can recognize that yeah, you have some popularity and some fame, but it's just in here, and you want more of that. It's always good to grow, and it's always good to improve. With that being said, are there any places that you would dream to go to and perform, you think? It can be big, small goals. It could be goals you could achieve within the next year.
Like Dubai. Like,
okay.
Yeah, anywhere overseas.
Yeah, something crazy like that. I would love to travel overseas. And
then like within this country, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like LA, something like that.
Yeah,
New York.
LA, New York. Las Vegas.
Any venues in particular? You know, like some people, or venues or events even.
I see a lot of festivals pop up. I see a lot of people migrating to that South by Southwest in Texas. That seems to be something going on every year. So I'm trying to make sure I hit that up too.
Something we got going. We opening up for Thunderful Vegas August 2nd.
August 2nd.
Yeah.
At the Bourbon Hall in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Man, how did you wind up working that one out? You obviously don't have to tell me full details and stuff. There's a certain side to the business that I don't want to go into here because I feel like that's respectful to you guys. But how did you wind up finding the opportunity?
Basically, I got ties with the DJs, DJ Fats, and he threw me the opportunity.
Shout out to Fats.
Very nice.
Shout out to DJ Fats.
So what is the importance of connections in the music business? I know the importance in the field that I want to go into. It's definitely about who you know. That way you can find different opportunities. For example, if you want to find new people to interview and things like that. So for you guys, what's the importance of having multiple connections, multiple people to talk to?
Resources, everything, but it's basically with the music, it's just people relating to what you say, like with the music part of it. But resources is very important. Like
that's the most important for real. Cause you need it for everything.
Yeah, like
video shoots, studios,
right,
everything.
I mean, that's basically what it is. You use your resources to do different things. This person does this. This person does that.
So we got this show, resources.
Yeah, so I mean, the music helps too, like, cause we also relate to them people, like with the music part of it. Like, respect comes from that part too, you know. They're like, dang, what he's saying is relative and it's current and it catches to me, you know. So
subscribe to them channels for sure, cause you're gonna see.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I hear you guys plugging YouTube channels, which is great. Make sure they get out there. Man, what's the importance of supporting your local artists? Do you feel like everyone has their different take? I have my views, but I'm curious in your mind, what makes you what drives you to support, or do you support others around your area trying to do the same kind of thing, or is it more like you see them as competition and you know, you have different ways of going about it?
Support some of them's competition, some of them we don't support.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
there's different angles for everyone, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So going off of that, what makes you, what brings someone to your mind to support? Like, what makes you respect someone's hustle? What do you go out and see and then you're like, I want that guy to succeed too? And then what defines somebody's competition for you guys? You know, maybe, okay, And you know, how healthy is competition for you guys? You know.
It's real healthy for us because we monsters around here, you know what I'm saying? So, but we think we monsters so much, we don't even see many of them as competition around here. But, I don't know, what makes me respect other artists around here is probably, you know what I'm saying, I know they fighting the dream as hard as I am, you know what I'm saying? So, I support what they do because they trying to do what I'm trying to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Any crazy
Summed that up
road?
good.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Nah, he summed that up pretty good. I mean, when it comes to supporting somebody, like if they authentic about what they doing and the cloth that they from, then we naturally gravitate to that anyway. You know what I mean? So we're gonna support that, but that's about it.
Okay. Any crazy road stories you want to share with us today?
He probably got more than
Man,
me.
I got an old one. Like I remember me and a few dudes in my camp. We was conned into joining this competition, right? And it was out the way. It was in the city or whatever, and it was like Bad Boy Records was behind it, you know. And but you know, when we got there, we was like clearly like the nicest on stage. Like everybody, it was one sided, you know. And that was the competition. Like if you was the best, then you would get promised this and that with Bad Boy Records, you know. And that's how we knew it was a hoax. Cause like for one, it was clear as day, like who was the nicest on stage that night. But it ended up being a fluke, and nobody got anything. And then we left, and somebody's tire ended up flat on the side of the road. It was like, you know, like. So that's why I don't be buying into these janky promotions and stuff like that, because nowadays, like situations like that help me understand, like if it's not authentic, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put my time into something that I'm not gonna be beneficial from.
Man,
You gotta pay us if you book us, especially in this community.
And that's just how it is, you know what I mean?
Man, do you guys feel like, I know I feel like, and this is getting somewhat personal, but also on the same side, so do you feel like we live in a world where if you're not of a certain status, people don't feel like paying for your services?
Yeah.
Right, so.
Most definitely.
Especially, that's what I'm saying, like hometown, everybody knows you. So they just like, man, that's just Josh being 7. Man, I'm about to pay for that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah. I've definitely gotten some of that. I still live here for now, and I've definitely got some of that. And that leads me to my next question. Do you think business and friendship can go hand in hand, or how difficult do you think that is?
I think it can go hand in hand, because if you have that respect for that person, then that's where it begins. You know, like you could be somebody's friend and still do business with them, because if the business is legit and y'all both benefiting from it, then there shouldn't be too many issues. But I think ego's just getting away mainly, like trying to come together and do business with people. Like it's mainly just that. Like it'd be for like underlying reasons, like some girl that likes me that he likes. You know, it'd be like something silly like that, like. Or that girl likes my music, she said I was cute, or, you know, it'd be something that you gotta find out later that you didn't know, like, oh, that's why he's acting funny toward me, like.
Real talk.
You know, it'll just come out of nowhere, but then you learn you don't even have time to even analyze if it's that or not, you know, you just don't do business with them. And if it's solid, you know, just do the business.
For sure.
It should be natural feel.
So, so now that you've mentioned that, you've mentioned, you know, non-legitimate stuff and legitimate. How do you kind of decipher? So you guys have been around a while. You've started to notice, okay, this doesn't seem right. Man, what tells you that something doesn't seem right or something's not going the way it needs to be, and kind of makes you want to back out, if anything?
You can just feel the vibes.
It's just the vibes.
It's the
Feel the
vibes.
energy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we already talked about dream places you would want to go. Any big shows that we talked about? You're opening up for Stunna here August 2nd. Yeah.
August
Any
2nd.
other big shows planned for this year, or is it still trying to fold out to, you know, fold all the details out for the rest of 2019?
So far, that's what we got right now.
Right, as far as shows.
Dishing out resources, you know what I'm saying, reaching out to people.
Yeah, we got different artists in different locations that we're tunneling through. Shout out to them.
Get in where we fit in.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So if you had an ideal place, not necessarily to perform, but if you wanted to base yourself out of, like if you wanted to live out of, where would that be?
In America?
In America, it could be anywhere. I'll give you that open.
I would
horizon.
love,
Up north somewhere.
yeah, like I would love to do a show in Dubai. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as like settling in somewhere, yeah, I like north. Like I like it up there. I feel like sometimes my style fits for that because we so lyrical. Like I'm such a lyricist sometimes. I don't know if that means anything. So
No, it means a lot, and that can lead me into another question, man. What's the importance of lyrics in your music for you whenever you're creating it, if that makes sense? Because we live definitely in a time where it's more about production. It's more about what can catch the ear on the radio and be repeated. So what do your lyrics mean to you when you write it? Even though that's not the popular form, what makes you still continue on that path?
Yeah, that's what makes us different right there. Cause me, I like taking people right where, on to a real place, taking them from a real place. You know what I'm saying? My music comes from a very real place. But sometimes I get on my Slim Shady, you know what I'm saying? I might just be fantasizing and write some stuff down, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we like touching the people, you know what I'm saying? And we like just giving people good music to listen to, bars hitting right, you know what I'm saying? Everything hitting right. And that's what makes us versatile, because when we do that, just stick to doing it how we love to do it, that's what will get us on the radio one day or something.
it
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
He summed it up almost. Like we don't really try to shape our songs like this is gonna be the one. You know, we just naturally let the music flow out. I come up with my stuff really fast. That's just how I am. You can ask him, like,
Right.
you throw a beat on, it's just if that mood of the beat's gonna catch me, boom, I got it. It's already there.
Do you think when you start, because I'm definitely saying when, because I know you guys got some special here, when you start gaining more traction, do you think that'll change over time, or do you think you're gonna stick true to who you are as an artist? I know that's hard to think about because you never know what's gonna happen. But what does your heart tell you?
I mean, kind of like you said, I got the entertainment side of me too. I got the witty side of me too. We can do whatever we want with it. Just right now we just basically focusing on just naturally letting it come to us and making good music with it, with the natural voice we got.
Mm-hmm.
We just making it happen right now. But that's a good question.
Real good question.
Because that's when the fans start judging you. Like,
oh yeah,
like now he's got money, his bars changed. You know what I mean? Now he's done came up. I don't know. People just they criticize and critique. And I don't know how much I pay attention to it, but
sometimes you might go to like a different kind of hit them with something new and then go back to your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
we both got certain pockets that we could hit, and we're all gonna be in that pocket, like regardless. So
definitely understand that, man. And you spoke a little bit about how sometimes the fans will criticize you. How did that affect you when you first started coming out with music as now? Definitely in the business I want to get into and in the music business for you guys, you've got to have thick skin. Mm-hmm. There's going to be critics. No matter what you do, you could come out with the dopest thing ever. Somebody's going to have something to say.
Yeah.
So how did your kind of tolerance for that change, or have you always been thick skinned?
Well, yeah, we always been thick skinned. But some days it's harder though than other days.
For sure.
Some days some shit will get to you. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it comes from people know us, you know what I'm saying? So they like got a lot to say about us. You know what I'm saying?
Because, everybody's going to have something to say about it. That's part of it. But I think with me, it depends on who it's coming from. If my grandmother says, hey, I think, that's going to hit me different than if somebody on the street says it or something like that, you know what I mean? But for the most part, we get a good response from our music.
We got a small handful
like
that, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, people love our bars. They love what we do with the music.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely seen that. I definitely see you've got a good following of people who want to listen. I'm included. I definitely listen to you guys, and I want to.
Appreciate
I
that.
love to see new stuff. I love to see how you guys grow, develop as an artist, and that's just why I asked. Part of it is because that's obviously, like, you do your music, but you always want an audience. That's the whole main goal of the music business, is to make money. You have to make money by selling out crowds and, hitting the road on that. So speaking of concerts, since we're kind of on that topic, take me through, and this can be for both of you. You both can take turns or go together on it. Take me through a day in the life. It's concert day, from wake up to concert to bedtime. Take me through the whole thing. I want to hear it.
From wake up.
From the time you open your eyes and then till you get home after the concert.
I'll probably wake up, roll up.
For sure.
And let me think about what comes after that.
That's okay. Take your time.
I mean, including the regular hygiene stuff, of course. Go through your phone, see what's going on through there, different people you got to contact, see what you're gonna wear. I love to eat, so I got to do that.
Okay, do you have a particular meal, man? Pre-concert meal, when I play football, I had some pre-game meals, man. You have a favorite pre-concert meal that just...
I like fish.
Okay, I'm a fish guy too.
I'll say like a catfish with some macaroni and cheese and green beans, something kind of light but still filling.
What's that burrito? California burrito.
Oh, it's fire though. California burrito's fire.
And so, do you guys make your own travel arrangements, or do you have somebody kind of handle that for you?
Nah, it'll be all us.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah,
okay.
We ain't got no management. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
That's why it's crazy. We manage everything we do. Like, basically.
Man,
we got people on the sideline like, hey, let me manage you. It'd be like females, let me be your manager. And then they just like me or something. Like,
all right.
You're doing nothing to be a manager. You're just managing your phone to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, it'd turn like something like that.
If someone came to you and wanted to be management, and this is partially like, a hint to those out there who are listening, man, what would they have to bring to you to get you to be like, okay, I want that guy? What would they have to show you? What would they have to bring, like, as far as business plans? What would make you get that guy and then just be like, look, I need him, he can take care of me and takes a load off my shoulders?
Don't try to be my accountant. You know what I mean? Like, you're my manager, not my accountant. So you should manage me, not try to manage my money or anything. Just, I guess what a manager does, they book you. They answer certain phone calls that you may not be able to get to at the time. They remind you of scheduling. They help organize you. That's what a manager does. So, and somebody with a good personality, and it would help if they got passion for something. If it don't have to be for music, but if it's for managing, then that'd be dope.
If they got good resources too, and I see that they got good resources and talk to the right people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they believe in my dream, like they see the talent in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause that'll make them wanna. You know what I'm saying? We would work off each other with that. So.
Yeah, them believing in you, it helps.
Yeah, for sure. So we kind of got a little bit off track, but not really. But we're gonna finish out the day in the life of a concert. I didn't mean to take y'all all the way down there, but I think that's important to talk about, man. What makes a good manager? A lot of that doesn't get talked about. So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys finish up about a day in the life of a concert, pre-concert. So we've got your wake up routine. You've eaten now.
Yeah.
Let's say you're about to hit the road. Where do we go from there?
About to hit the road, I'll probably roll up again. You know what I mean? Make sure I go piss somewhere. I hate stopping to use the restroom and stuff like that. Yeah. I can't stand that. You know what I mean? Get my drinks ready. I hate being parched because I smoke a lot.
I gotta get on Snap a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Show my face a little bit.
Yeah.
Show what's going on.
There's a little core.
Not everything is going on. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time.
Yeah.
That's why for real, just not diving right into that stuff.
There's a little small core of people, that you talk to on a regular too. You catch up with them, and anybody that's interested in what we got going on, like if they're like, hey, where y'all performing that tonight? I just holler at everybody. It's here, so and so. If they ride with us, then no, then I don't know if not. Then that's how it is, and then we just hit the road.
And roll up some more.
Probably roll up again, and then.
Oh yeah, you might. Yeah, you probably can't be saying that.
No, you're good, man. I want this to be, I want this to be organic.
This is drink champs, man.
Yeah. No, you're good. Because I think people need to know that. And, you know, whether they agree with it, whether they do it or not, I think people need to know stuff like this. That way they know you. Because if you leave certain things out, they don't truly know you. And now technically I only know of you because they haven't sat down, you know, spoke with you kind of like I have. You know, I don't feel like I completely know you guys yet. I'm getting there. But I feel like if you leave stuff out like that, you know.
Part of the process.
That's part of it.
I did leave something out, though.
What's that?
I gotta make sure I get good rest too. Like that's key to that day.
Yeah.
You don't want to be drained and scatterbrained. Yeah, that's probably the most important thing. Honestly.
But can you sleep? So I know you say you want to make sure you get good rest. Does that excitement like keep you up at night? And you're going, I gotta go to sleep, but no, I'm thinking about this verse, or I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah,
you know?
It has before.
That's probably how I'll be before this show. Not nervous wise, just, you know what I'm saying?
You're just anxious. Well, not even anxious really, but
Just
you're
wanna give the
anticipating
people a good
something,
show.
dude. You're excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
You care about your craft and you want to do it well.
I felt like that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like just mind on it, you know.
Want to do good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If anything, that's part of it. You know, you always want to do good, but like you said, you can tell you have your priorities straight. You want to get good rest. You want to make sure you get there on time. I think that stuff's important because, you know, that's part of your image and your upkeep.
Yeah, shows, you know, you got to be professional about it. If you want people to take you as a professional, then you have to be professional towards them. You know, that is.
All right. So what's the farthest you've been outside of music? So we talked about how you've performed in, you know, you're about to start branching out. Where's the farthest you've been without any ties to music? You just went out.
Probably either Michigan or probably Chicago.
Yeah, been all of the parts. Yeah, but like, up to Wisconsin area, and then I've been to South Florida too. You know,
Okay.
But I want to go out west more and up north a lot more. So.
Man, what draws you to the north? You mentioned that earlier. What's up north that you like?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy because like I think it's the way I am lyrically, and my voice is clear. Like it doesn't sound like a down south, slowed down type of guy, you know.
Yeah.
And it sounds it puts a little East Coast touch to it. A lot of the times. You know, I could go any way, you know, with different beats, slower beats and everything, but I don't know, I just see myself in that East Coast thing sometimes. And
We get influenced by everywhere. Just kind of all mixed up in the pot, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we got that lyrically, we got that kind of East Coast sound, kind of, you know what I'm saying? And not even have to do with music, like I like winter clothes and stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say
I
that
like
too.
jackets and hoodies.
I was gonna say that too. I like winter clothes.
So you prefer cold weather then? You like winter clothes, but do you like cold weather?
Maybe that too. Like
That too.
I
I
don't
be
mind
thinking
it.
about that, like, I don't know, but I probably, for real.
yeah, I don't like mosquitoes.
Because I know here it's been hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
The past
don't like-
couple weeks it's been blazing.
Yeah,
So
I don't
you know.
like heat strokes and
Yeah.
don't
And I like walking around, you know what I'm saying, hoodie down and shit,
like hoodies. I like boots.
all that.
I like big coats. You know? Carhartts.
So you talked a little bit about influences, what your music's influenced by. So they do this for a lot of wrestling things. So I'm gonna bring a version of it here. If you had a Mount Rushmore of music, I'm sure not the first person to ever ask this, but a Mount Rushmore of music, who would you put on it?
That's tough. Top 5? Well, how much on Mount Rushmore is 4, right?
I believe so.
No, I think it's 5.
I was
Is it
about to
5?
say, I should know this. I asked the question, but that's okay.
Any genre?
Any genre, man.
genre of
Music.
Just
It doesn't
music,
even.
period.
Yeah, music. Period. Does that make it harder?
Oh, yeah, it does. Cause just one in hip hop, so
If I don't put me and Josh B on there.
right.
I'm gonna
Right.
put,
Right.
I'm definitely gonna put Pac for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go.
You gotta
with
put
Pac.
Pac. You know what
Got
I'm
to.
saying?
I'll go with Michael Jackson too.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
My favorite country artist is probably Johnny Cash.
That's a good question though. But Pac and Michael Jackson, they're gonna be up there.
Yeah, those two is
Them
like,
two.
yeah,
That's
for
automatic.
sure. And then that's tough.
Bob Marley, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
That's a whole genre.
Elvis. I'm really thinking about like people, their influence.
Influence, yeah, because that's what I was about to ask. Is that based off of what you like or their influence? Because
Michael Jackson.
you can definitely listen to somebody and know that you do not like their music. For example, Johnny Cash. I'm not a country guy, but I know his impact.
Exactly.
And that's important. So you got to know, no matter whether you like their music or not, you got to know that they've touched somebody in their lifetime or like a lot of people with their music.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the other two would be, but definitely.
That's what I'm puzzled on those last two.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time.
Probably
Think about it. Elvis.
Elvis was highly influential.
Which I ain't never really heard his music like that. I just know of it.
But you know his significance. That's important.
If I'm still hearing about him today, it must be huge.
And then maybe Marilyn Manson. That's crazy I say that, but
he's got a following. He's got a cult following almost.
When he was there, it was crazy though.
Cult following.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I mean, he was very influential. Like, if we're talking that, like,
so we guess probably go Pac. Pac. I forgot what I said now.
I was gonna say Madonna instead of Marilyn Manson.
Madonna, that's the name that came to my mind actually.
Yeah.
So you're not.
I'll substitute Marilyn Manson for Madonna.
Okay, that works.
Probably say Pac, Michael Jackson, Elvis, and
so let's say when you guys get on the first big hit, big single, and then now you've got people wanting to bother you. Like you see a lot with celebrities.
One hit away from being that's my nigga.
You see a lot of people. They like to pester celebrities, not realizing like we're just gonna be transparent here. Celebrities are regular people just like us. They just get to do some pretty cool stuff, you know, with their life and with their career. How do you think you'll handle that?
Man, we celebrities right here for sure.
That's what I'm about to say.
Everybody ain't gonna admit that, but they know.
But they know who you are.
That's
right?
crazy. Like,
so on a national or international level, man, how do you think you'll handle, for example, paparazzi or people coming up to you in the airport for autographs when you're with your family, like weird scenarios like that, man? How do you think? Do you have an idea? Do you imagine things like that?
With the thing like the paparazzi and fans, like for one, you gotta have your lawyer right, because like there'd be like crazy situations where information gets flopped, like, well, he did this and then little Tommy fell, you know what I mean? And Tommy just fell on himself, but really the paper said you shoved him or something, you know what I mean? Like something crazy like that, because you can mean well and then people still rush you and then they like, oh.
For overall though, I think once we get to that point, if we get to the point where paparazzi don't around us like that, I think we'll be able to handle it because we know who we are. We know we are stars. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like we get a little bit of dose of that right now. Like
we know what we getting ourselves into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It definitely seems like you guys got your head on straight. You know exactly what you want to do with that. That being said, man, bless you. With that being said, how long do you guys think you want to do music? How old are you both?
I'm 32.
32? 25. So, man, how long do you want to go? You know, do you want to be 60, 70 still performing? Or do you think this is just a stage in your life? Or do you think this is really what you want to go for, you know? I've come to the conclusion, I thought I wanted to play football for as long as I could, just to interject myself in there for a little bit. But I wanted to be around football. And so, you know, is that something you're feeling? Maybe you don't want to be an artist, maybe you want to be around music, or do you want to perform and be on the road as long as you can?
If anything, probably I want to like be running a label, you know what I'm saying, and producing music. Pretty much, just like you said, be around music stuff.
Yeah, like
but eventually I'm gonna want to be around my family every single day, you know what I'm saying? Especially if music takes up a lot of time.
Right.
So eventually I'm gonna want to give that time back to them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, like you said, it depends on what it starts taking from, and there's really no time on the music. But yeah, like I don't want to be an artist forever, you know. But I wouldn't mind being around music like forever, like doing something regarding music, or even if it's somebody that I love, like helping them out with something musically, that'd be dope. So, but as far as being in music, yeah, like you said, owning something different after that. I'm big on ownership, so
yeah.
After that, if I could just be my own businessman forever, you know, that'd be great.
Well, that's a great, great point that you went on to, because now I have to ask you, man.
Yeah, because music is work too. You know, there's really no retirement plan for it, so you got to come to a point where you got to take it to something else after that.
So life after music or during music, man, what kind of other avenues have you kind of explored or dabbled in? You've got plans to touch, you know, let's say you make a bunch of money off of music, and then, you know, what would you put that into other than obviously feeding your families and, you know, taking care of yourself? But what other avenues do you think you would get into?
Probably sports. We sports guys.
Definitely.
Real first.
Definitely.
So some type of, maybe not even making money like that off of it, just some type of coaching, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put a basketball team together or something.
Yeah.
Football team, baseball. We played all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Like him. I mean, we both grew up as sports guys. So something surrounding that definitely, and some type of art. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the graphic design myself, so maybe building my own design or coming off that, you know, doing things for other people. I've already done that. You know, I've done logos, done flyers, I've done business cards, covers. You know what I mean? But even that's all. I don't want to do that forever either. I'd rather take it and, you know, become a part of somebody else's brand or something. You know, make the designs for them. As long as they cut the check, you know, we good. But
yeah, for sure. It's about, like I said, it's about feeding your family. Is how I feel about it. And that's what makes it tough, especially people ask me that kind of question, like, what do you want to do? Well, I'm still figuring it out, and I think that's okay. And
it is.
Yeah.
Because you're always finding yourself. Like, I just started doing that again. Like, I used to draw when I was younger a lot. And then there was a huge gap where I didn't even touch it. And then I came back to it like, oh yeah, I can draw. You know, and then I just started doing it, playing around with it. Made a little money off of it sitting at home. Yeah. And like you said, still figuring it out though.
Right.
You know, so just trying to be myself and make money at the same time is beautiful though.
Sure. All right, so, had not really a technical difficulty, but somewhat. All right. Man, to kind of finish up, so we've been going for like a half hour or so, just a little bit over a half hour. Some really good conversations here, man. Anything you would like to leave people with, like a word of advice? Actually, before that, I think I got one more good question. I've been curious, man. So we've all grown up you guys grew up in E-Town? Basically, yeah. I did the same, man. Do you feel a sense to give back to the town or the community, or does that not resonate with you? I know a lot of people, you know, especially when they feel like they're ready to make that big break and that's one of their plans, they want to give back in some way. Do you feel that on your heart? Or?
Most definitely. Like, if I'm able to, if opportunities grow for me, I would love to grow opportunities for other people. And particularly children, like have something for them to do. And I want to add some culture to the area. That'd be cool to come back and do that. But in particular, those two things.
Man, how would you go about giving back? For me, I think it would be, I would want to learn a bunch of combat sports related things, martial arts, and then give people more access to that, or, you know, more access to learning grappling and stuff like that, because I don't think we have as much of that in this area as we do. Yeah, there's not a lot. What would your plan be to give back to the community? What would you start?
I would start with probably development facilities, because not only could they learn something like, you know, like grapple or basketball or, you know, or soccer, but then you could have off events too, where it's actually teaching the kids how to become businessmen when they get older, or something else that's really going to help them whenever they get older, so they won't be so lost.
Yeah, the biggest thing I hear is there's nothing to do in E-Town, and I think if we find things to do in E-Town, you know, be a lot less of problems that we have here. People stay out of trouble, people have things to do, and I think that's just important. So, as we wrap up here, man, guys, anything you want to leave the people with?
Subscribe to Seven Child YouTube channel.
Seven Child YouTube.
Sure, I will be sure to
Cashmere
drop
Brown
those in
YouTube
the
channel.
Cashmere Brown YouTube.
I will be sure to drop those in the description. You'll see it on the screen.
And shout out to my big bro Streets, man, for the
shout out to Z Streets, man. What up?
Thank you for the venue, man. I really appreciate it.
What's happening?
And check out that High Speed Chase on Spin Rilla.
Yes.
DJ Murphy, he threw it on there for us, and
okay.
I think it's up to like 1,300 downloads right now.
Okay. So yeah, be sure to check all that out. I'll leave links for everything I can find in the description. Definitely these guys' YouTube channel. Be sure to follow them on social media too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the best
follow
way
Instagram
to keep up with them.
7th_child_94.
Bang.
Instagram.
My IG's Josh_B5000. So follow me on there too, man.
Yeah, you should be able to see it on the screen right about now.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, guys, any last thoughts?
Appreciate you having us, Jay.
And appreciate you guys for
Most
coming
laid
down,
back
sitting
and
down,
doable.
talking with me. Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Appreciate it.